So here I am with my metal cutting and wood cutting and aluminum cutting, and in fact pretty much according to this anything cutting bandsaw. And I recently got this bandsaw, and I pretty quickly noticed that I'm not really cutting too straight. And my first project for this would be to add a fence, so I can at least try to cut a little bit better. So in order for the fence to work, I need some kind of mounting here down below. So I'm thinking about copying a style from my old bandsaw, which was just wood cutting, and basically using this white piece here as a rail, which will be attached to this table about quarter of an inch away, and then using those two pieces here that are badly out of square, and basically doing a shuttle that will move back and forth on this rail. This shuttle, there'll be two little knobs here that will make it lock, and this part will be welded to it, so that this fence has something to be attached to, with two screws here as attachment points. So my first business would be to square this fence a little bit. It's a round, thick wall pipe. It needs to be fixed in such a way that at least on this corner there is a fairly sharp corner that I can lean to something against. So this might be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll see how it works. We're going to do it on a horizontal milling machine and see how well we can cut those edges to make it fairly sharp. And depending how it works out, we know how else everything else will work. Then we square this part, then we cut this, square it, cut it, etc. So here I'm cutting the fence. I'm going to cut a little bit oversized, so that I have something to then later on square it up. I'm going to cut 27 inches. The table is 24, so that gives me 3 inches for attaching it. And here's the first little cuts on my 70-year-old horizontal bandsaw from Europe. I have to add more coolant. I'm not going to bore you with the details. Let's just say that it's going to cut it successfully. Here I'm cutting off, squaring the stock Have it on a machinist jack on the other end. I'm just taking light passes, cutting a little bit off, so it's nicely cleaned up material. Just basically squaring the stock, nothing too special. I just want to make sure that it's somewhat even and looks nice, not rusty. So here I'm going to use my old horizontal mill to make first a small pass, 20 thou deep, to face it. The speed is 121, but in fact it's a little bit faster, about 20%. Have the oil in. This is locked here, over there, both of them are locked. And I have a slab cutter in, and I'm going to take a small, like I said, test pass to see how it goes. So I'm on power feed now, and it is making a small cut. The whole cut is going to take a long time because I'm feeding at only 2 inches. So that's going to take about 12-13 minutes. So I won't bore you with this whole thing. I'm just going to check this is still not too hot, so everything appears to be working well. And I put some coolant on top to make the cut a little bit easier. And I'm hoping that my little setup here on both ends is going to be working well. So I see you in about 10 minutes. As you can hear, I'm still having some vibration despite adding this clamp here and cutting in 2 phases. And decreasing both speed and decreasing feed. Well, it's just going to take longer time to make the final cut. I'm cutting about 40 thou right now. So back at the mill, I managed to get rid of the noise by increasing the feed. And as you can hear, there's slightly less or almost no noise. So what was going on, the cutter was simply rubbing. Sometimes, you have to increase speed to make a better result. So trying different cutters to see how they behave. Most of my cutters are dull, and that creates a little bit of a problem with making a smooth cut. The ones that are sharp have broken teeth, so we'll see how it goes. And just to experiment even more, I'm trying the cutter with slightly not the greatest teeth. The cutter is running at about 145 RPM. The feed is about 3¼ and it seems to be doing fine so far. The goal is that I don't want to use extra support for the whole length of the part, just to make it faster and easier. Looks like this cutter is doing a good job, but I still have to be here because, well, this is the manual mist cooler. You can see some of the chips are bluish, which is never a good sign, so I have to actually help this guy not to burn up. The speed is not high, the cut is not deep, but it's just enough for a lot of heat to build up. I'm using standard Bandsaw coolant, nothing too special, but you can see how much steam is coming off. think it's definitely working. Alright, guess what I found? A 2-inch sharp cutter. And that's how it's supposed to sound. Meaning not much. Taking just a 20 thou finishing cut.